Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be tackling the question of, does punching a Scarab count for the Black Eye Skull in Halo 3? So, as you probably know by now, the Black Eye Skull in pretty much all the Halo games is a skull where your shields and your health don't automatically recharge. To recharge them, you gotta punch an enemy for it to count. And once you do, then after the punch, then it recharges. Now, the Black Eye Skull kind of varies between games. In Halo 2, you have to actually punch and kill the enemy completely by punching them. If you just punch them, it doesn't count. In Halo 2, you could also go above full shields and over shields, but that's something else. But starting with Halo 3, the Black Eye Skull, you can just simply punch an enemy, and even if you don't kill them, then it counts and it regenerates your shields and health. And it even counts for vehicles too. If you punch an enemy vehicle that's controlled by an enemy, then just a simple punch will count. Now, recently I've been asked, does the Scarab count for the Black Eye Skull? If you punch the Scarab, or especially if you punch the core of the Scarab, then would that actually count for Black Eye Skull? Does that regenerate your health and shields? Well, I thought that was a pretty interesting question, and I figured I'd tackle it for this quick video for today. So I punched the Scarab there, and as you can see, my health regenerated. And that was just simply punching the side part of the Scarab, and that actually by itself was enough, and it counted. And it worked. Your shields regenerate right away just from punching that part of the Scarab. I haven't even punched the core yet, but we'll get to the core in a little bit. But for now, as you can see, once your shields go down, they don't recharge automatically, and just doesn't really matter where you punch the Scarab. As long as it's part of the Scarab and you punch it, it counts and your shields will regenerate. So I thought this was pretty interesting because technically the Scarab in Halo 3 is not a vehicle, nor is it a biped either. It has its own type of tag in the game files. It's actually called a giant in the game files. It's like I said, it's not really a biped, nor is it a vehicle technically, but it still counts for the Black Eye Skull, and it is an enemy because it is being controlled by an enemy AI. And I guess in this case, even though it's technically not a vehicle, it's close enough to a vehicle that it counts, that the Black Eye Skull counts it. So punching the Scarab is pretty much the same as punching an enemy vehicle that's occupied, like the AA rate that you saw earlier. Now, as for the core, everything on the Scarab basically that's attached to the Scarab counts when you punch it. Even punching the shield there on the core, that counted, and then destroying the core itself by punching it, that also counts. And even after you've destroyed the core, punching it again still counts because it's still part of the Scarab. Now, what about if the Scarab blows up? Does punching its pieces still count? Well, I figured I'd try that as well, and I actually got crushed there by accident. But yeah, as you can see, punching the Scarab's pieces, no matter which part of it, even the main part here, none of it counts, which isn't surprising because if you punch dead bodies in Halo 3, it doesn't count either. So this is more or less the same. But basically, punching anything that's enemy controlled, any vehicle, any biped, or any giant like the Scarab, counts for the Black Eye Skull. But what about, just as a little bonus for this video, what about the AA cannons on this same mission? Well, as you can see, my shield's already down, and I punched the sides of the cannon, and it didn't count for the Black Eye Skull. But the core does show up as an enemy when you look at it, your reticle does turn red. So maybe punching the core of the AA cannon will count? Well, I wasn't sure what would happen, actually, but I decided to try it anyways, and as you can see, my shields are down, and when I punch it, it did not count. And it did not count because the core, well, pretty much the entire AA cannon, is it's not a vehicle, it's not a biped, nor is it a giant. It's more like in the game files, it's more like a machine, literally. And that does not count for the Black Eye Skull. The only three things that count for Black Eye Skull are basically enemy bipeds, enemy controlled vehicles, and I guess enemy controlled giants, like the Scarab. So there you guys have it. That answers the question of, does punching the Scarab count for the Black Eye Skull? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, it does. So hopefully you guys did find this video to be interesting, and if you did, as always, make sure to leave a like, leave thoughts in the comments, anything else you want to check out or look into, just let me know. But other than that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.